The death of 18-month-old toddler Chloe Wigan is certainly one of the most sad and tragic news stories of 2019, and it's a story that continues to evolve. The video that showed Chloe falling to her death has been leaked to the public, and it's all in the same week that a plea deal has been offered to her grandfather, Salvatore Anello, who was responsible for her falling off the cruise ship. It's such a tough story. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about the facts of the case, and I want to dig into this idea: has the grandfather suffered enough? Thanks so much for stopping by, for checking out another one of our videos. If you're here, if you're into cruising, consider subscribing with the notification bell on. This story is tragedy stacked on top of tragedy. It all begins in San Juan, Puerto Rico on the Royal Caribbean Freedom of the Seas on July the 7th this year. Baby Chloe, playing on the pool deck, runs toward the side of the cruise ship, followed by her grandfather. He picks her up, he sets her on a railing, and as they both lean over to presumably look out the window, he drops her through an open window and she falls 11 stories to her death. The grandfather's contention was that he did not know that the window was open where he lifted Chloe up to, and it was such a part of their normal process for him to lift up his granddaughter and for her to bang on glass. It's something that they'd done frequently at her older brother's hockey game. The authorities there in San Juan launched an investigation, and at the conclusion of that investigation, they charged the grandfather with negligent homicide. Now, I'm not an attorney. I did do a little research. Negligent homicide is causing the death of someone without any intent or malice. So the authorities there in San Juan, they looked at the story, they did their investigation, and they determined that the grandfather did not purposefully drop his granddaughter off the cruise ship, but more so that he had been grossly negligent, causing the death of his granddaughter. Recently, video of the incident was released by Royal Caribbean to the authorities there in San Juan, to the family of baby Chloe, and to news outlets, all with the understanding that this video would be sealed and would not be released to the public. Following the release of the video, the family did file suit against Royal Caribbean, claiming that they were at fault for the death of baby Chloe, citing safety violations, and this will be litigated going forward. And just this week, the news has come out that a plea deal has been offered to Salvatore Anello. And in this plea deal, he would plead guilty to negligent homicide, and he would receive no jail time and minimal probationary supervision. And then the last piece of information on the case, the most recent update, is over the last couple days, the video has been leaked to Puerto Rican TV and has made its way onto Twitter. Like I said, so much tragedy stacked on tragedy. I've been thinking about this story since it's happened. I haven't said too much about it, but I just want to lay some thoughts out here, and then maybe we can have a discussion as a community, as a group of cruisers. First of all, whoever leaked that video, what a garbage person that is. I understand that people have a fascination with morbidity. I understand that people just want to see what happened. But man, for goodness sakes, for the sake of the family, why would you release that video? I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm just saying, if I was somebody in that situation, I would not want the death of my child to be broadcast all over the world. That's the first thing. The second thing, let's talk about the suffering of the grandfather. Now, if he takes a plea deal, he has to plead guilty to negligent homicide. Now, I don't know if he admits guilt in this case, if it negates their ability to challenge whether or not Royal Caribbean followed proper safety standards in their litigation. The attorney for the family says that while the plea deal would help them move forward, the grandfather would like to clear his name. So I don't know what's going on behind the scenes there. I'm sure there's a lot of legal things. Does it affect their lawsuit? But setting all of that aside, it does leave me with this dilemma. If I was the judge, if I was the person to pass judgment, how would I treat this grandfather? Say what he did was negligent homicide. Say that everything that he did meets the criteria for the law for him to be guilty. If you were in charge, if you were the person levying charges, would you put this on the grandfather, or would you say, man, this dude has suffered enough? I think that I'm inclined, even if it meets the letter of the law, I think I would be inclined to not put these charges on him. Just trying to contemplate the amount of suffering that this guy is going through, the amount of guilt that he feels, the amount of pain that every time he looks at his daughter, that he realizes in her eyes that she sees him as the person who caused the death of her child. I don't know how you would live with yourself. I was talking to my wife about it. I don't know that I could go around my child after that, knowing that every time they looked at me, that all they would see would be the loss of their child, and that, you know, I was really the person that was accountable for it. I know some people push back saying the family, why are they suing? But here's the deal, man. Grief is such a weird thing, and you will grasp at anything during the loss of your child. And I think it's a valid question to ask. Okay, maybe something happened and my father did something inappropriate, but was he helped along by a grosser level of negligence? I don't see this as a frivolous lawsuit, and hopefully that something will come out of the loss of their child that is impactful, that is helpful to the next person. I don't fault the family for that, but I just wanted to come on here and just lay out some of the facts of the story. I just wanted to say I can't believe somebody would be so gross to release that footage, and I wanted to ask the question, has Salvatore Anello suffered enough? The guilt that he walks around with, is that more than any punishment that he could get? It's a tough question in a tragic situation. Continued condolences and prayers go out to the family and everybody involved. Yeah, I don't know. Life is delicate, and that cruise life is delicate. This is Tony for Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido.